Hey viewers, Matt here with Beyond the Brick, and today we are going to be taking a look at some LEGO sets from an entirely new and very spooky and haunted theme called LEGO Hidden Side. Of course, huge thanks to LEGO for sending this awesome LEGO Hidden Side locker kit full of a couple of sets that we are going to be discussing today. Now, what's great about LEGO Hidden Side is it's a LEGO theme which relies on interactive augmented reality, or interactive AR. Now, builders are encouraged to not only build their LEGO Hidden Side set while retaining the classic LEGO building that we all know and love, but also download the official LEGO Hidden Side app. Now, if you have an iPhone or any Apple device, you could of course pick that up from the App Store, and if you have an Android, you're going to go through Google Play, and the app is completely free. Now, as I will show in this showcase, you can easily bring any LEGO Hidden Side set to life through the app on your phone, which makes this an absolute must-have for any LEGO fan looking to have a good time. The three sets that we will be looking at today are set number 70418, JBs Ghost Lab, coming with 3 minifigures, Douglas Elton, Jack Davids, and Professor JB. It includes 174 pieces and retails for $19.99 here in the US. The second set is set number 70420, the Graveyard Mystery, coming with 4 minifigures. Here we're going to have Jack Davids, Mr. Branson, Parker L. Jackson, and then we're also going to have a little goofy skeleton. Comes with 335 pieces and retails for $29.99 in the US. And then the third and final set we are going to be taking a look at today is set number 70423, the Paranormal Intercept Bus 3000, coming with 5 minifigures, all of which are named characters in the Hidden Side lore. We have Bill, Jack Davids, Nana, Parker L. Jackson, and Professor JB. It includes 689 pieces and retails for $59.99 here in the US. Now, it is worth mentioning, although we have 3 of the LEGO Hidden Side sets here to review, there are 6 others, so there's 9 total in the Hidden Side theme. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into the first of 3 sets to talk about today. This is going to be set number 70418, JBs Ghost Lab. Comes with 174 pieces, retails for $19.99 here in the US, and comes with 3 minifigures here. The smaller build, and honestly one of the smaller builds in the entire theme, but don't let that deter you. This thing packs a lot of awesome detail. Now, the representation in this set's going to be sort of like an experimentation ghost lab, as you can see by all the details included. Now, of course, it does come with some awesome additions. We have some electrical nodes at the top to summon the electricity for bringing back the haunted in Newbury. Of course, we have some other smaller details like a pizza, a 3D printer. The 3 minifigures included in this set from left to right are Professor JB, Douglas Elton, and Jack Davids. Now, what's really cool is Douglas Elton's minifigure does also come with a haunted head and a really different, cool, unique hairpiece, which is super cool. He is supposed to be the zombie coming out of the lab itself, as you can see here, and it's also something that we're going to be diving into later when we talk about the video game itself on the app on your phone. But just getting you another really awesome close look at this set. It's got some really cool details. It's got some like nice liquid spooky things on the shelves up top. Again, a keyboard, computer, some extra tools. So generally in capturing everything that it should be included in any sort of ghost lab or laboratory. On the right here we have like a measurement reader and a really cool play feature, which will be discussed later in the video. And the next set to talk about is going to be the Graveyard Mystery. This is set number 70420. Comes with 335 pieces, retails for $29.99 here in the States, and 4 minifigures are included. A total elapsed time build is probably maybe about 30 minutes, not too large of a build, but this one's got to be one of my favorites of the entire Hidden Side wave because it captures perfectly all the aesthetic and detail of a graveyard. Here we have a statue of appears over what to be a couple of things that we will be using in the app later on. Comes with a graveyard coffin in the middle, which does have a skeleton and a really cool key. Also, draw your attention to the subtle yet really important vegetation. We have like vines and tree leaves around the graveyard, giving it a really old rustic feel. And on the far right of the set we have this little tree house, which of course does have a couple of really awesome things in it. Up top we have a beautiful tree. Now, the 3 minifigures included in this set are from left to right Mr. Branson, Parker, and then Jack Davids. Jack Davids does have a really cool sweatshirt and also a hat hoodie, which is one element which is really cool. I'm not sure if this is something that's been generally done by LEGO, but he does have a double face, which is super cool to I guess vary the looks and the expressions on the minifigure. Here we have Parker, and her similarly also has the pigtails and the hat in one element. She does have a cross satchel going across her torso and another second face, which is cool, and also does have a pink smartphone. And the last minifigure is going to be Mr. Branson, who comes in overalls, sort of very dirty, muddy overalls, and likewise with the previous JB Ghost Lab, he will be functioning as the haunted ghost that does arrive from this set, of course, by his neon headpiece and his hairpiece as well. So there's a really cool scene you could set up here where the kids, both Jack and also Parker, are using their smartphones to capture the gloom of Mr. Branson himself, and that's of course something will be explained later on when we go ahead and dive into the app of the game. And then the last set to discuss today, the third out of our 3 total, is going to be the Paranormal Intercept Bus 3000. Quite a mouthful. Set number 70423 comes to 689 pieces, retails for $59.99 here in the States, and comes with 5 minifigures. This is going to be the biggest set we have to talk about today, but it's definitely not the biggest set in the entire LEGO Hidden Sign theme. Now, this is actually kind of a cool one because it looks like the Fortnite Battle Bus slightly. Colors are obviously different, and the intent is very, very different as well. Now, the elapsed time for this build is probably around 48 or 50 minutes, so not too terrible, but all the more enjoyable. Now, there are some really, really cool and honestly funny parts of this set, but first off, let's talk about this monster slash porta potty. That's right, you heard me right. So basically on the top there are eyes which can fold up and down, so obviously when it's a normal porta potty, when it's not brought to life, it can be a normal porta potty, and then vice versa for the monster. There's obviously everything you'd expect, and there also is a shooter on the back of this porta potty which can take down a minifigure, which I find kind of hilarious. I don't know, it's kind of like if you're flinging the stuff going on in the porta potty. But on the bottom here we have some safety cones as legs. That's just a really cool feature of the set. And like I said, 5 minifigures included here. We have yet another Parker minifigure who is a little bit different. She's wearing like jeans and blue outfit. She does also have her normal headpiece and a double-sided with her pink smartphone, so of course she's ready to combat any haunted ghosts that she encounters in Newbury. The next minifigure here is going to be Jack Davids, again a character we've seen before in today's review. He does have like a red Letterman jacket on, which is kind of cool. It does come with a hoodie and of course the two-sided face and his black smartphone. And then next we have Professor JB, who is armed to the teeth with this blaster rifle thing for her smartphone, which is going to be used to capture the gloom. Now Professor JB's minifigure here does also come with a dual-sided head, which is pretty standard here for all the minifigures, but giving you a better look at the crazy good detail on the entire figure here. I took the blaster away so you guys can get a better look here. And now for the final 2 minifigures, we have number 1 Nana, who was basically like a construction worker. She has her orange fluorescent vest, obviously like you'd expect any worker to have in real life. And also really cool because she, like the other character, does also function as a ghost with her trans clear neon head and hairpiece. And then up next we have Bill, who is very similar, again a human construction worker who is just male, and he also does double function as the ghost within this set. So really cool. We, instead of getting 1 ghost, we have 2 minifigures here that do function as ghosts, and of course great detail on both figures. Now let's go ahead and talk about this bus here, and it's also very important to notice that this is definitely not your standard bus. I'll put Jack down there just for sense of scale. It's a pretty big set. It's not too wide, but it is pretty long. That's definitely important. But you can see here by everything that's been going on this bus, this is not your normal school bus. This is definitely something different, something outfitted to combat all the ghosts. On top here we have a couple of radar satellite dishes, some weapons, and a whole bunch of other crazy things. And the back of the bus does also slide up. It basically just has some seating arrangements. We have a computer and a laboratory where the kids can do their own and conduct their own investigations. Most likely a mini lab for Professor JB, which is super cool, but it does just slide into the back of the bus very seamlessly, which is a nice touch. Now on either side of the bus we do have these wings which do fold out and double function as these blasters for no doubt when the bus is going to be flying, trying to combat all of the ghosts and everything like that going on in Newbury. So that's a really cool feature about the bus here. You take a look around, you also do have a door that does open. It's not like your normal door bus, it's just a normal glass door, which is kind of cool. But now let's actually go ahead and talk about how much fun you could actually have with these sets. You're going to want to go ahead and head to the App Store to download the LEGO Hidden Side app. It is completely free, so don't worry about getting charged for anything. You're going to want to go ahead and open the app itself. It's going to give you a few prompts. It's going to want to have access to your camera because, again, you're going to have to scan the set. Now you're going to go ahead and meet JB, who is one of the main characters in the LEGO Hidden Side theme. She's essentially a professor or a teacher, and she is going to basically be bringing you along the ride of capturing all the ghosts in the town of Newbury because it's extremely haunted. Now it's going to bring you to a map where you can see all the sets that are currently available from LEGO. Now of course you're going to want to choose a set that you want to play with. So for this one we're going to go ahead and choose the Ghost Lab. We're going to go ahead and click play. Now it is very important you have the set built because, well, if you don't have it built, you're not going to be able to play. So make sure you have the set built in a clean area that's well lit, so of course the camera can pick up everything. The first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and scan the sets. You want to go ahead and make sure the set is in position of the outline on the screen, and boom, a whole bunch of really cool scenery comes up around and surrounding the rest. You can see a whole bunch of ghosts and just some really cool, interactive, and honestly engaging stuff in the app. So of course, you're going to want to go ahead and follow all the objectives and the prompts now. It's honestly very self-explanatory, and they're all kind of very similar for every single set. Your objective is to basically follow and find the gloom, which is, I guess, is the haunted material that you're trying to find throughout every single set. And basically, the more you collect, the more objectives you gain, and of course your success rate's going to go up. It's worth mentioning, this was my first time going through it, so you might see me having a little bit of difficulty trying to find out what the app is exactly asking for, but it's a lot of really cool interactive stuff. You could change the wheel and change it to red, which is just an example of one of the many numerous play features we have in the app. And of course, it's very interactive and very fun, which I do actually find a lot of enjoyment of. So basically, again, the idea is you're going to be finding the gloom, which is the haunted material surrounding every set. Now, of course, there's another step here within the process. You're going to actually scan a minifigure into the set, and this is going to basically be the minifigure that you're playing as for the remainder of the mission, or the remainder of, I guess, the sort of play area. So what's going to come next is ghosts are going to be detected in the area, and you're going to want to go ahead and fight off these ghosts, and they're going to basically swarm you. There's a couple of blue ghosts, and of course, as the levels go, it's going to get harder. Your weapon can overheat, so there's a decent amount of challenge. Now, of course, you're going to want to go ahead and shoot the ghosts and all the projectiles coming at you. Now, once you do completely get the ghost to 0 HP or 0 health points, you will have cleared the set of all the gloom, and that is completely the objective. And again, this follows for pretty much every single set you're going to play as. Of course, the haunted level goes down, which is the goal. You gain subscribers. There are also ways to upgrade yourself to make you more effective when you're combating the ghosts in other missions that do pop up. But overall, it's a really cool design. Now, we're also going to be taking a look at the bus. Now, of course, I'm not going to give it too away because I want you guys to go ahead and buy the sets and experience it for yourselves. But again, follow the same steps, scan the set in, and of course, a huge scenery comes up, and you can see a whole bunch of ghosts and different objectives following the same guidelines, I guess you could sort of say, as the previous mission. So of course, you're going to want to go ahead and scan the bus and find the gloom, and then you're going to be attacked by different minifigure ghosts. And of course, once you scan in your minifigure, you're going to get swarmed by a whole bunch of Newberry ghosts with a whole bunch of gloom. So again, the objectives are very finite. They're very similar to all the other ones. Once you complete the ghosts, you get points, you get upgrades, and you basically keep working your way along each of the missions. Now, we talk about Lego sets and their play features, but this is like the ultimate Lego set with play features because the wheels and the bus move, but you could also play in the app. Now, the other part, the counterpart to this app, is you could actually play as the ghost, where as opposed to you playing as JB or a human and you're trying to get rid of the gloom, you play as a ghost trying to increase the gloom on set. So that's a kind of a really neat feature. Now, of course, in this episode, a smartphone comes out, basically kind of doing what we were doing as the humans, and you have to hide and sort of recreate yourself as another ghost and continue exerting all the gloom. And you can see the gloom progress bar on the top, and once it gets to 100, you basically complete your mission. So you can kind of play as two different sides, which is kind of unique and honestly really fun. It adds different levels to the game, which is honestly very awesome. Now, that is going to be a wrap up of the Lego Hidden Side theme. Like I said before earlier in the video, there are a ton of other sets, and of course I don't want to give it all away, but of course I do want you and encourage you guys to go ahead and get these sets and play with it yourselves. If you do, definitely tweet at us at Beyond the Brick on Twitter. Let us know how much fun you're having with the Lego Hidden Side sets. Of course, once again, thank you to Lego for sending these guys our way. Hope you all enjoyed. This is Matt from Beyond the Brick signing off. Hope you have a great and wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.